Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. Uh, this webinar is on automate and digitize business for MSMEs. And our honorable speaker is Mr. Srinivas, sir, who is also CTO of SME Analytics. Before starting with the session, I would like to introduce Srinivas, sir. So he's a software professional with 30 plus years multi-technology experience, of which 11 plus years in core banking domain. In-depth understanding of IT business of end-to-end solution providers. He has also built and led efficient result-driven teams in multiple clients. Have strong business connect for designing an embedded IT strategy with the organization. He has that business and digital transformation and consistently created value to business. He has driven significant operation efficiency for business worked with any enterprises. He is also a startup MSME entrepreneur and enthusiast by choice. His co-founder is in SME Analytics, a fintech startup focused to MSME operational efficiency and growth. His work involves CTO support, technology advisory services, digital transformation support, IT analysis, process information, etc. Thank you. Over to you, Srinivas, sir.
Thank you, Roy. Thank you for the introduction. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Rakesh Srinivas, and I'm an entrepreneur, employee, employer, in all, actually. So currently, I'm dealing with SME Analytics. It's a startup where actually we look into the startup companies and analyze them and show the path. The reason of showing the path is we faced a lot of problems when we actually started our startup, and we don't want to go the same pain by the next coming startup. So that's where we actually try to give the solutions to the startup where they can actually move forward without any problems. So that is one story. The second thing is I'm a strong technical background. So I actually give the IT solutions to the various organizations, basically. So I build myself a bunch of tools required for the organizations. So we actually together that the entrepreneurial journey plus IT is really a good mix. So thought of just give you an view of how we can actually make our organizations run smoothly with today's topic. Hope everyone knows our today's topic. That's automate and digitize business for MSME, basically. So automation and digitization in the business field, basically, right? So hope the current how the world is moving towards the business or towards the day-to-day life, basically. We cannot imagine a day where we cannot see the WhatsApp. Everyone knows that, right? So that's how the technology is driving the people, basically. So at least we spend 1 hour, our 24 hours time, at least 1 hour we spend on WhatsApp. It's a technology, right? So where we try to communicate with the people or do business. You take anything. It's a business, it's a personal, it's a spiritual, it's a yoga, it's a meditation, it's money. It's a government, basically, process, whatever, everything is runs on the digital, right? The digital, basically. Okay, so that's the power in it, basically. So without anything, without any hesitation, we by default moved our life to the digitization, right? Whether you accept it or not, that's how the life is moving on, actually. So with the view of introduction of that kind of embedment of automation in your life, why not we actually put the same thing in our business? Very much needed, actually, right? So because micro, small, medium enterprise struggle a lot. Many times, 90%, there are about 6 to 7 crores across India, MSMEs, and 90% of them struggle a lot, actually. Everyone knows that, actually. So it's a white paper, basically. Everyone knows, even government is trying to do a lot of stuff to the MSMEs, how to bring them up to the mark. So in other words, it's like bringing up the country, right? The business. And today's business, enterprise business, is prior to the enterprise world, they are actually MSMEs. If you take any big company, it all would start with a small step, right? Maybe in a room or in a garage or in a road under the tree, in a bedroom, or what not you say, in a friend's room or something like that, right? So that's how but currently they are enterprise, basically. So what make them to grow to that level, and what making the others to be stuck or stop somewhere else? So let's try to understand a few of that, and hope today's session definitely will help you to understand certain things from your understanding perspective, or the view of the entrepreneurship, basically. So that's how the introduction of this topic, and it's one small step for FAIRS, one giant leap for the business of FAIRS, basically. So it's a small slogan from CME Analytics. Here, FAIRS stands for First Automate Information Resources and Services. It's called FAIRS, basically. So firstly, you should automate your information resources and services. That will actually give you a very, very giant leap in the business of FAIRS. Right? So, I mean, it's a small slogan from Analytics. You can understand well, or try understand later as well. Yeah, sorry, someone is asking some question. Okay.
No, sir. Sir, you can continue.
Is your business is not up to the mark and you busy all the time? So most of the MSMEs, like, people are busy here and moving here and there, all the day busy, all the day busy, all the day busy. But end of the month or end of the year, the balance sheet or the bank account will still goes negative. So you definitely need something there. Something is missing there. Okay, right? So we'll see that what actually is missing. Is your business is growing okay and your work is hectic? Okay, my business is okay, but I'm very hectic. So if it is hectic, then what is okay, growing okay? How long you will be okay like that for a lifetime hectic, right? You still need something, right? Okay, let's understand what is that something which actually make your life easier or smoother, or in a more a professional way of approach, right? Let's see that. So how many of you, sorry, a quick question to the audience. How many of you come under these two statements? I mean, do you come across these kind of situations? You are very busy, but your balance sheet is, or your finances, the account is negative. Hope you are, right? Yeah, typical, if you look at our organizations, basically, like MSME or any other company, basically. So you have a human resource. From the top right, you see a human resource. Definitely you need a people, right? As a company, you have a people. You will need some planning, basically. And you have some inventory management. You need reporting. There is the concept of the CRM. Right, the customers relationship management, the sales and marketing, finance and accounting, and the production, of course, right? See, people will think all the time money and something else, but if you look at the MSME, right, as a company, you have all these departments. So human resources department, you have a production department, the sales and marketing department, inventory department, and the account department, right? So they'll come to know of later stages. So initially, with the craze of entrepreneurship, the craze of doing something, we just imagine a company and me. But as you pass, as you go, like the road always shows a a path, but it doesn't show the inside in it unless until you cross, right? So as you move on in the journey, entrepreneurial journey, you see all these departments. So initially you actually think about the production and you, okay? But later stages, you say the production and you does not work basically, okay? It needs involve human resource. Then you need the sales and marketing, okay? Then you need definitely a finance for the further travel, right? Then comes to the inventory. Then after the inventory again, the question comes to the reporting. Then comes to the customer relationship, right? How we do actual customer relationship? Like I have got a lot of customers, I'm not able to maintain their rapport, the relationship with them, thereby I'm losing my business. Or I'm hungry of the customers, I have a list, but still I'm not maintaining the relationship. Thereby again I'm losing the business. So this is a typical view of any organization, with the departments. This is a part one of a look. And little bit extension to that, another view of the companies basically. Little bit, you have got a supply chain management here, you have got the Internet of Things, there you see a project management, you see a service management here extra, and asset management, and big data analytics, right? And business intelligence. So these are the other few more departments have come up prior to the previous departments. See, this is how it grows actually. So this is another way of looking at the business departments. Now, as these departments grow, as an entrepreneur, as a single person, or a group, maybe 2 or 3 people, how we are going to manage it? How we are going to do? How we are going to communicate between all these departments, right? In micro and small, right? Our focus is very slow. Mine is a 1-room office, or maybe two room office. Sorry, mine is a 2-room office, or I have a people of 3 people, or I have a shed and I've got an office, right? So these are the different way of infrastructure mechanism of MSME, right? So how we are going to handle this one? So these things will go on. So we, as an MSME, we will not realize it, how this is going to happen, right? And if you're not putting all these things, then we are actually backstep, right? It's like an individual story, like an employment, and just work like that. That's get a standard monthly income with a single roof, and you fed up with that again. So how to manage this one? How to grow from this kind of view of an organization or a company or MSME, and extension to this one? It goes again. This is a typical diagram I'm showing here. It will be again, if you go a little bit the enlarge, it will have more departments comes into picture, and imagine if it's a branch oriented thing, you have a multiple branches across the country, across the globe. So how this all happens? How they do manage that growth and all? How they grow to that level? So they need something actually. Basically, something is to quickly outside. Quickly how to do that. So you need to know definitely the automation is needed, or definitely the digitization is needed at this juncture. Otherwise, the manual, the physical work never work so fast, and we cannot grow actually, right? So that's how the digitization and the automation comes into picture. So in order to go to a organization from this point to this point and next point, adding more departments, definitely you need to have your work to be digitized, or your workflow to be automated basically, right? So very simple in words, as a MSME entrepreneurs, all of you, please try to understand digitization is nothing but electronic.
Sir, just a moment. Mr. Samir Sheikh actually raised hand. Mr. Samir, could you just write, or in the chat box question, you could just mention so that he can answer to those queries later on. Yeah, sir. Sure, sir. You can.
Yeah. So digitization and automation, the two words basically. Digitization is something like keeping my data or information or the transaction in a purely electronic. Let's say digitization comes around here with the computer basically, right? Or I can actually, the mostly computer, 99.9% it's computer, now it's mobile 10%. So it is just putting my information on a computer without involving the physical copy or the physical, physical available. It's totally electronic actually. Now, what it mean actually electronically? So why it is putting electronically basically, right? So since you know that it has got a wonderful feature, like it has got a vast amount of network and flexibility, fastness, storage, whatnot. If you take a computer, it's totally it's a different story altogether actually, right? And if it is connected to the internet, then actually my information can be spread across very fastly, right? So that shows that like I'm actually sitting in Hyderabad in a small street, but still I can do business with people around the world. That's to definitely be the digitization. So they're like electronic. Suppose I have to, I'm trying to get my orders electronically through computer basically. So I can be anywhere in the world actually. Even I can be on the Mars. So right, I can read it. But if you're not digitizing your process, basically digitizing your workflow or digitizing your things, your regular works, then it is very, very difficult. You cannot move around at least 10 kilometers from where you have your office, basically, right? Say I'm in Gachibowli. So my spread is only 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers across the city. Beyond that, if it's a physical activity, right? Or if I depend on some other communications like physical media, then again, it takes a huge thing. So it's a time to get into the digitization, like electronically maintain the things, which works very fast and very accuracy basically. And automation. Automation is something like making the things work, the digitization basically, right? So the movement basically, the workflow, the transactions, the work basically, whatever the work you do, I work on the systems basically. It's automation purely a software or a systems basically, right? So it does the flow that is happen on using the software basically, and it's much faster. And the word automation has a beautiful meaning and vice versa. So that's how the definitions of digitization and automation. The business process automation deals with something like this. This diagram, a typical diagram, is showing actually the business process automation basically, like identify, create a blueprint, then execute it, then integrate it, then manage it. Then human workforce or digital workforce. And human workforce is nothing but the human beings, what we actually, all people actually. And digital workforce is you can have your cloud, hybrid, on-premises, kind of thing, and intelligently automated, efficient operate. It operates efficiently, very intelligently. So this is how a typical diagram of business process automation. You need to identify, then you create a model on top of that, then execute it. It's like a virtual business, all we call, right? So, and also when I say these buzzword, big words like business process automation, means don't think a very double quotes highlighted, font size is 1,000 like that. As an MSME, it's like, the word is like that, but don't be scared about that. It's like this fits for any organization, even as an individual also this works. Maybe the size is different, the size matters here. So as an MSME, don't hesitate to, or don't scare about these words. These are all partly embedded to any type of business. Okay. How to automate your business process basically. See, business is what we do and process is the flow, what we follow basically, right? So how to automate it? When you say automation, it is like purely the less manual intervention basically. Maybe 10% of or 15% of the manual intervention, and the rest goes on the systems itself. That is much better, right, actually? So today, if I depend on a human being, so he has a lot of work apart from his WhatsApp or Insta or whatever it is. He is also working on the job and also other things, right? So we don't know like how the people behave at what times, and the efficient the performance will move basically, right? So it's better to put that workflow, everything onto the systems, give it to the machines. So machines will work 24/7, 365 days, all the days, no holidays, no festival, no WhatsApp, no Insta. Simply understanding. So still on a Sunday, I'm a trip to some other island, but still my work goes on, right? So do you want to imagine that kind of world, or you want to imagine that you will be there all the time, running behind the people, getting the copies here and there, and talking to them, managing them, and the valuable time is gone, all these kind of communication. But end of the day, our first slogan, we are all busy all the time, but when we go to the balance and bank balance, is always negative. So that kind of things we got into the loophole. So let's automate your business. So just find how to do that, automation. Just follow these 5 steps, or just imagine this kind of things in your businesses. Try to identify repetitive tasks to automate it, basically. So in your organization, in your company, so there is an doing this again and again, the same work, but physically you'll be doing again and again, right? So identify those tasks, works. Now that can be replaced with a machine or something else, mostly machine only, right? So that is the first step. You identify your repetitive tasks or work in your business, then establish the business goal, right? So you need to establish a business goal. Okay, by identifying this one, what is my end output? What is my goal of actually, these repetitive tasks which I'm doing, right? So identify them, choose the suitable workflow automation software. So here the word comes actually, you need to depend on a typical software available, in many places actually, right? So what you call, we have got an ERP, people say enterprise resource planner, or the management software, business management software, or system analysis package, or you have got a customized software where people will actually give you the accounting, the inventory, the what you call the billing, order management, the human resource, or the customer relationship management. You get a by parts as well nowadays, right? So try to pull in those workflow softwares and be a part of that in your organization. Prepare for the management workforce. Next is the management workforce. See, managing this automation is really a management move. It's not a the downline decision. It's definitely a management decision, because the technology drives the company. So definitely you need to have a proper management mindset. So as an entrepreneur, you are the management, right? So you quickly, aptly take the decision on that, right? So you have to take the decision quickly onto the business process automation, or automating your business, and move forward. Monitor and track the performance. That's all. So once your process is automated, you just monitor and track it. That's only you have to do it, and hardly it will take a very less time actually. It doesn't take much time. Like unlike if example, if you are not digitizing, automating your process. So if you want to see a sales report, right, a monthly sales report, so the sales head will come and put a big bunch of papers before you. So what do? You keep on checking all those papers. It'll take another couple of days. But anyway, so you have taken another 2 business days for analyzing the previous loss, market basically, right? Suppose assume that there is no market, or there is no sales on the last month. So the 2 days are already gone, right? So, but automating your business can reduce your monitoring and tracking, and drastically improve the performance of your, the business basically. What are the best practices, for the business automation? So you need to, first of all, you need to have the right process, right tools, well-defined goals, clear hierarchy. You need to have the clear employee involvement, user training, continuous improvement, backup plan. So this is how the typical best practices. You try to apply these things in your organization, create some process in your organization, try to use some tools basically, right? Well-defined goals. You define goals very well. Actually, it cannot be an hanging out or confused or not clear. And clear hierarchy. So you should define the hierarchy in an organization clearly, like who is the management, who is sales, who is the marketing, and who is the manager, who is the end employee, and employee involvement. So make them together, make them to work, right? So employee involvement actually, right? Make them feel that its company is their company, right? And user training definitely, right? So they need training of all the tools what we use actually, right? They need a training on that. And continuous improvement. You should practice improvement. You have to practice it because it's not a one time. So I improved, I brought tool, then that's not the end of the day. You have to be upgrade to the next level, right? So that's the improvement. And backup plan. Backup plan is something like, you have to look out for a plan A, plan B, plan C, right? So you need to have the backup of the your business or the works doing by your staff, right? These are typical one, and I've just shown a sample here. It's a typical one. The key benefits of business process automation. So these are all typical benefits of business automation. One is metrics visibility, improved operational efficiency, reduced turnaround time, reduced cost, customer satisfaction, better collaboration, improved productivity, eliminate human errors, create accountability. These are the few nine gems, what we call actually in your benefits, right? So what is metrics visibility? So numbers. The numbers you can see on fly now. In the just now, a few minutes back, the sales manager last month, the sales report, he has got a big bunch of papers, right? Now that will be hectic, right? Now it will be very fast. It will be done on day, or on hour actually, because the numbers are showing on the software in the system itself, or it flash a SMS to you every hour or end of day. So you doesn't require to bother or worry or miss any kind of numbers in all the business. Improved operational efficiency. Definitely, operational efficiency will definitely improve, right? It is now visibility high and it's transparent, it is faster. Reduce turnaround time again. Again, see, with the systems, you can actually reduce the turnaround time. So there is no gap. I can actually quickly measure. So last time, XYZ work took 1 hour. Then my next target is it should take another less than that one, right? So that's how we start improving. So, and increasing the, reducing the turnaround time. So quickly act on to the work or the market or the business. Reduce cost, definitely. So it does, since there is no gap and it's a transparent, it's visible, there is no hidden things in it. Reduce cost. Customer satisfaction, it improves definitely because our turnaround time is good, and we have improved our improved operational efficiency as well. And customer satisfaction definitely will be because we will be attending to the customers very fast using the CRM, right? So that's another good point, actually benefit. Better collaboration, definitely. Here the data will be collaborated very fast between the department. There is no gap at all. Productivity definitely improves here because since the visibility, transparency, collaboration is improved, then automatically the productivity is improved, right? And eliminate the human errors, as you know. Systems will not go wrong basically. As a human beings, we go wrong sometimes, but systems is always 99.9% accuracy.
and create accountability. Definitely, the systems will actually show the pinpoint. Yes, this department has got the problem. This department has got some confusion. This department has got some thing. So it identifies the departments and make it accountability. So it doesn't require to throw the stones on other departments or other in general, right? So these are the few benefits I just be listed here, but there are many more actually. Yeah, another view of this one. So real-time execution, increase customer satisfaction, remove inefficiencies. It actually brings back the ideas and requirements. The beauty of the automation is actually brings you ideas and requirements. So the people are involving very much, right, in your organization with a process automation, right? So definitely it actually brings you the more ideas, that means more innovative, more improvement. Business process automation, definitely it optimizes your business process, reduces the gap, reduces the time, right? Then definitely it is optimized. It also helps you to do the proper manufacturing and production, because the tools, when my inventory is very clear, then I know what is to be manufactured, what is to be produced. When my sales are clear, when my inventory is clear, then definitely both in hand in hand, my manufacturing and production is very clear, right? In the marketing, right? The marketing is also actually very good actually in automating this one. Physically, see, there are many ways, right? Electronic, digital marketing, the door-to-door physical marketing, right? So with the help of automation, you doesn't need to go anywhere actually. So I can do the digital marketing by seeing my room, actually push my all sales, promotional mails, promotional activities from my room itself actually, right? So it definitely improves a lot actually. Process management and oversight, right? It actually improves the process management and it helps you the very good light on to it. So how do we monitor basically, right? The monitoring. So this is a cycle basically. You actually do the monitoring, then you do the analysis, then you allow the management to do the data. Again, you do the automation. Again, you do the monitoring, analysis, management, automation. So this cycle. So this is very important diagram basically for the exclusively for the MSMEs. We keep actually less thing. So do the analysis, take the decisions from the management, automate your processes, and keep monitoring. Again, analysis, take the decisions by the management, automate it, monitor it, and analysis. So it's a cycle basically. It's keep on, moving. It's as long as our business gets into maturity or going to a good level of stream basically. That's all, friends. So these are the few things we would like to share in this digitalization and automation. Once again, thank you very much for all the listenings and all, and hope you enter into the digital world and reduce your pain basically. So we know that there is a huge pain in the business basically when we actually enter into the entrepreneurship. That drastically reduced or move into another world called the digital world. So I can say that all the very best to all of you actually, and thank you very much actually here joining and taking your valuable time. So this is what we would like to share to you. So thank you very much once again, and it's open up to questions and answers. Please feel to put any queries you have. We'll try to address it. Thank you.
Thank you, Srinivas sir. It was a wonderful session by Mr. Srinivas. Going forward, will be so a few people have actually put up some queries. So I would be Mr. Srinivas sir. I mean, kindly request you to answer the queries, which I'll be one by one. I'll share with you. So first question is by Sarkar sir. He's asking how does automation improve cost efficiency and ROI of business?
Can you repeat again?
It is. First question is how does automation improve cost efficiency and ROI of business?
Yeah, ROI is a return on investment, right? So return on investment is purely a business buzzword, basically. But the other thing is definitely cost is definitely reduced. Like suppose assume that I invest 100 rupees, I want to gain 1,000 rupees. That's only the return on investment, right? How I invest it and what I gain actually. Now, if with a certain process, I invest 100 rupees and I got 300 rupees. So there is a 200 rupees plus in it. Very good, actually. When it comes to the digitalization, you invest 100 rupees, but really you gain 1,000 rupees, definitely. Because the reachability, the fastness, the approachability is very high here, actually. Of course, uh, see, it's all a business, right? So when I say invest 100 rupees, like with 100 rupees, I sent 1,000 promotional ads to the different 1,000 people mobiles, right? Now, definitely if they come around like 100 from that, my investment is achieved. That's all. I got a fire prize on that. So by sitting in my system before the system and I'm reachability is very high. So that is called digitization will reduce the cost is also reduced, right? Otherwise, manually, physically, if I want to go to 1,000 people, I cannot do it in a single day, basically, right? So, I mean, this is a typical answer for that question. You can imagine further. Next question.
Yes, next question is by myself, by me. Is there any way automation can increase the overall efficiency? Can it completely eradicate human errors?
Yeah, definitely. That's what we use computers. See, today, if you good question. Today, if you go to any shop, you see one thing definitely in terms of automation. Definitely, right? Calculator. Without calculator, no one actually, no shop, no business, nothing works basically. Even if you go to the pawn shop, if you purchase 5 items, he never do physically. He won't spend time, or if you spend time also, you might have seen that he reads couple of times or he calculates couple of times and get to the total. But with the introduction of the calculator in his business, basically is automating his calculations, right? The items. So it never goes wrong. That's all. He just enters, he go banks, say total, that's all. He reduces time. So like that, it actually serves many people. So automation definitely improves the efficiency. It reduces drastically, means 99.9% human errors, basically, right? So, I mean, it is actually, that is where we are actually currently. Typical answer.
Thank you so much. Next question is by Sarkar sir again. How does ERP improve business efficiency? Is there need of staff training to have the ERP go live and successful?
The buzzword is automation, friends. So you automate your process basically. See, in the enterprise, we have got different departments, right? So in the different departments, if we start moving the physically, the workflow. When I say physically, so I write something in XYZ department in the production department. They have certain item to be procured, right? So they write something on the paper and it has to go to the management, get the approval physically, and come back to the accounts physically, then get it approved, go back to the vendors physically, take the things, come back here physically. So it's a huge time actually, basically. So you just push some software in it, automate it. So electronically get the list of items, push it to the management, quickly open up. When I say that it's using software, when I say automate software, so ERP helps you do that actually. Take everything electronically. Take the order, take the list ingredients electronically, then connect the different departments electronically. So no one will actually move physically here for the basic work. Even to the vendor, the final procurement list will go to the vendor electronically. No one will actually go physically. The only the thing is the physical asset will come back to the physically to the organization again with a stipulated time. Once that comes in again, from there again my the automation starts again. So my inventory again come back, my stock actually stock in, then again it calculates the cost, finance, accounting. So all these will definitely reduce the time when you use the software or automate it, and that improves the efficiency, right? So instead of doing prior to this one, my approval used to take 1 day. Now it hardly takes 1 minute or maybe 1 hour. Okay, it depends on the people availability at the desk. That's all. Now that is also reduced drastically to the mobile applications, right? So you automate to the level of mobile. So my process is coming onto the mobile. So it reads a management approval. So it sends a link to the management mobile. He approves there, wherever he is actually. So it improves efficiency, no doubt, 100%. And it needs a training anyway. So training is to the user level, not to the like a technical level. It's just simply their work level, the daily what they do, that work only. There is nothing specific to be learned here.
Thank you so much, Srinivas sir. Next question. What's the importance of master data MDM in ERP implementation?
What is that?
What is the importance of master data in ERP implementation?
It's a good question. See, forget about ERP implementation. Master data is always master data, right? So if somebody comes in, I'm an owner of the company sitting in my cabin, somebody comes ask for some information. So he just comes and asks me, I take down the slip. When he goes out, I open up my Birwa at the back of my seat and search for a couple of desks in it and open up a book and sees the something, okay, then write something, put book there, close it and come to the onto the desk, again write something, right? And that person comes in and give it to him. So now imagine what is the master data here? The master data is the data which actually is important to the organization, the key to run your business, the more valuable are the top of the data. So without master data, then nothing comes, nothing works basically. It's the starting of your automation. So all the basic data you need in your organization before it start running is called the master data. So that every ERP or every automation should have. For example, I want to automate my accounting system. Okay, so when I want to automate account system, what is the master data here? How to automate it actually? I need to have something to write, right? So I need a book. I need certain pages, heads. I need something ledger kind of thing. So without that, you cannot do anything, right? So these typical things which you put inside the software is called the master data, the initial data. So all heads will be created initially before starting your accounting. Okay, and put the initial values in it. That is called master data. So for each department, you have your own master data you have to maintain, and that is defined by the management again, because that's the basics of your business. So it is neat. And something lost there is something which is dangerous. So master data never, you should not lose it, or it is open up to everyone. It is very, very secure. It should be kept very secure. Yeah.
Thank you, Srinivas sir. And Desai sir, Nilesh Desai sir has also said something. ERP is dead. Long live ERP on use of artificial intelligence and better data-driven decision. So I would like to ask something to all the participants here. So every day, I mean, regardless of or regarding whatever business they are holding or the business which they have, some kind of automation is required, or there is some kind of necessity which would be required in future. So do you have any kind of queries, or let's say day to day or in future you need this automation to be done in your, or you want to implement this automation in your business? So Mr. Srinivas sir would be the right person who can answer your queries. If anybody has any kind of question, they can right now ask him. Instead of chatting also, they can you all can ask over here on the Zoom call itself. So is there anybody who can who has any query?
Yeah, difficult imagine at this point, friends. Just get into the digital world, just automate it. Hope you might have doing already using your Excel sheet. So get good to the next level of Excel sheet, Microsoft Office. Go to the next level by implementing a customized, ERP, and we are all expertise in that area. Please reach out whenever you have that kind of you need it basically. Sorry, the time only the time has to come. That's all. So after this call or from today's session, don't hesitate to talk to us. Reach out us for your solutions. So we'll give the best solution to your business, and we make you business smooth running.
So thank you everybody. Desai sir, if you are online, would you like to add something?
See, I am traveling now.
Sorry for the interruption. Yes, Desai sir is
I
traveling.
would like to know your opinion. Pinaki,
Yes, sir.
Pinaki, you can ask the comment what I have put. A question I have asked some observation. You can ask Mr. Srinivas to answer that.
Yes, I have
Or his comment.
already. Yes, I have already asked him. Like Desai sir had asked, ERP is dead. Long live ERP on use of artificial intelligence and better data-driven decision. So this is what he has asked actually.
Yeah, definitely, right? See, when your business is on digitized, when the numbers are available in your electronically available, now we actually write something. There is something like called artificial intelligence or the algorithms which are available, or we actually create as per your thing. Now it actually give you the decisions or the suggestions for the future business, like projections. Suppose if you use ERP for about 3 years. Now, from the 4th year onwards, in the end of the 3rd year, the software itself will project you the next 3 years, the sales or the business or whatever you feel. So that kind of intelligence we build on that. So how that happens? Because the software actually analyze the 3 years data and actually the moment, and actually takes the market, some of the market inputs as well. Then actually projects the next 3 years how the business can move with the given parameters of the last year data and the current trends in the market. So definitely it is a very good thing actually using an ERP. So friends, what I'm trying to say is if you start using the business automate today, then you are in a better judge in the next after 12 months, because the artificial intelligence, the subject or the thing which makes you really reduce your drastical headache or the problems, because it actually automatically projects you the next 12 months, right? So that's it's like a forecast. It actually helps you to forecast your business. So but that is only the possibilities of automation. Without that, it is very, very difficult, because physically, if you want to do that, you need an experience basically. Like our, the parents used to do that. Like if they are doing a business for about 30 years, they can actually come and say, "Beta, ye aap business abhi next 3 years mein aise chalega bol ke." Because how they are doing, because they have seen the 30 years business line, the data in your brain, then helps you to analyze your business very fastly and forecast your business as well. So that is only possible of the traveling, right? So you have to take a decision now and move towards the digitization and automation. Taki, your next coming years will be very, very, the beauty. And that is answer, Disha sir.
Can I ask further question?
I think it's too much now.
Are you listening?
We are, I think, end of the session,
Okay,
sir.
okay.
Srinivas sir, one more question. One more question is there actually. Kishore Shetty
Okay,
sir has
thank
actually
you.
asked. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Srinivas sir. He is asking what will be the cost of this software? Is it custom made according to the business size and style, or is it common?
Yeah, very good question actually. Generally MSME think that the software is very cost. Nowadays it is very cheaper actually. Previously it used to be very cost, but nowadays it is coming very, very as low as actually 1,000 rupees per month, or you can 500 rupees per month as a subscription based. There are some free tools also are available in the market. You can search for it. And we are the best people to give the very low cost, efficient system as well. So we also have the ERP, which is a very, very, say 500 rupees per month, where it manages your, sales, marketing, accounting, billing, inventory kind of thing. We have got a wonderful tool. It just costs about 500 rupees per month. And it has got many features like, Excel, PDF, emailing, SMS kind of thing. So nowadays it starts very low with the 500 or 1,000 rupees, and it has got to the lakhs and crores as well. It's cheaper. I would say that it's cheaper now. So explore it, and please contact us after this session so that we'll help you to find that. Thank you.
One more question again. Mr. Kishore Shetty is asking, will Tally suffice the initial requirement?
That's where actually most of the MSM is trapped basically. The accounting, see, if you go to our previous diagram, the entrepreneur thinks that me and my work. So as he travels a little bit ahead, the departments will come into picture. So it's not me and the orders are the product, it's something else as well, right? So that will not work out in accounting. Accounting is one department. We have got other departments like sales and marketing, human resources, production, inventory, right? Billing, right? And logistics. So my office is not only accounting. I have got other departments as well. So that will not work out for only. So only accounting is not my business. My business has got other things also involved in, right? So when I say initially for 1 or 2 months it should be okay, but not going forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. We would be wrapping up with the session. If there is any questions are there, you can ask later on. Also, we'll be sharing the details. We'll be connected over mail. We'll be connected over WhatsApp. Any kind of communication would be there. We'll be connected with you all. So henceforth, we will be connected with you with all whatever queries you have. We'll be answering every moment of your life.
Thank you very much. All the best, friends. Take care.